Well, there's no indication there's anything wrong with the mechanics, and this is a very standard aircraft. Think about the MD-88, kind of standard size for a commercial aircraft, weighs between 150,000 and 80,000 pounds if it were completely empty. So at the end of a flight like this, based on the passengers, the cargo, and the fuel load, it'd be somewhere in between. They're more on the lower side. And the cruising speed is about 500 miles an hour. All of the physics here matter because of LaGuardia Airport. Look at the length of this runway here. If you talk about LaGuardia Airport, you're talking about a runway that is about 7,000 feet long, the one they were aiming for there, compared to other runways nearby. Look at that. Newark, more than 11,000 feet. JFK, more than 14,000 feet. Much more room to work with as they come in and try to execute a series of maneuvers with those mechanics you mentioned, Jake. Their first one is they've got to get that speed down before they hit the asphalt here to about 155 miles per hour. One of the ways they do that is they flare the aircraft as they bring it in. You felt that when you're in a plane where it feels like it sort of leans back as it touches down. That's flaring. There's a particular warning with this plane that you don't want to flare too much because it flies very well and it will want to take off on you again. So that's the first step. Second step, they've got to reverse the thrusters and apply the brakes and try to crank it down to about 70 miles an hour. So you're more than halving your speed here in a very short distance on this runway. And then the thrusters are out of the picture, and just with the brakes, you're trying to get it down to 30 miles an hour, which would be a taxiing speed for a plane like this. And obviously didn't work this time, Jake. Somewhere around the middle of the runway here, they had lost control completely, and that's where they went off. What happened with the mechanics? Well, maybe the mechanics all worked right, but we mentioned that flaring issue. Maybe the plane never totally set down on the runway. Maybe they just lost traction on the ice the same way you do with your car. Or maybe there was some kind of a crosswind or something that helped lift a little bit and move it off. A lot of questions for investigators, Jake.